you're doing? How did you come up with the style that is very, very unique?
Well, I'd love to tell you, but I have no idea.
Really?
Really.
That's a
It just-
story.
It just happens.
Tell me about that. How did you start the painting? How did you start?
Okay. Let's see. I don't know. Been painting since I was little. Drawing, painting. Went to art school. And my grandfather was an illustrator for the Denver Post and the Rocky Mountain News a zillion years ago. And I always wanted to be an artist. So went to art school and graduated, then life got in the way. Family, children, husband, a farm, no time to paint. So when my youngest graduated from college, I decided to try it again, and it's just kind of taken off over the last 10 years. Can't complain.
You think going to art school was a benefit?
Yeah, just because there's some technical stuff that you learn, but I don't think you have to, for sure. I think if you find a mentor or, study with somebody, I think you might be a little better off. Definitely can go further faster, but
What is it?
So I just built bases so people could demonstrate themselves on how to work driftwood into a shape. As you can see with the cross, how I intertwine the wood, the hearts, many different types of wood. I have several piles of wood at home, each categorized with what they're for, like the wreath there and the piece here, showing what kind, what shapes that I use for different items. A basket is just a conglomerate of different shapes. People ask me what kind of wood it is. It doesn't matter. I just like the colors and I like the shapes. That's what I go by. I make all bases from bark. This is just the beginning of a basket. I look for nice driftwood for my trees. And I'm just always walking the river.
Do certain pieces of wood or certain shapes speak to you and you say, okay?
Oh, yes. People ask, can I help you find some? No, don't bother. I know what I want and where it'll go. It's hard for someone else to really want to help me.
And so you'll find a little piece of wood and it'll start you on a journey to make something?
That's why I have so many different pieces, because, you can have some of the right pieces, and then what are you going to fill that up with? And I could have 1,000 pieces laid out and still not have the right one. But you see how you can just build. And I use 2 different sizes of pinwheel guns and with an air compressor. And that's how they're put together. That's all.
Yeah, I started out in Manitou Springs, down in Colorado Springs.
And you live here now?
Now I live in Hotchkiss. I was a pipe welder at Coors
Oh, okay.
for, well, since 70s.
Yeah, yeah. So they turn out the red color. They start out copper and they,
This is a brass, it's a flux coated brass rod. Well, and you get some grabbers. Table's cold, it sucks up the heat.
That's pretty heavy.
Half inch, yeah.
Yeah.
Hello. And I shape them,
Oh, okay.
fold them up. You live here in town?
we live in Crawford, but.
In Crawford?
You know,
Ah,
we enjoy Crawford, Hotchkiss, and Payne. We kind of look at it as our collective community.
we just bought our house here a year and a half ago in Hotchkiss. And the gal that we bought it from left, it was a schooner inside of a glass case. It belonged to Joe Cocker.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
She left it in the house. It was attached to the wall, I guess, and
That's cool.
so we still have that.
Collector's item, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like
I'll
we've
look
been
for
in the
you.
area the same amount of time. We bought our place in Crawford.
Well, 3 years ago.
It'll be 3 years this
3
fall.
years, September.
Yeah,
Yeah, we bought ours a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
yeah.
It was we had a house in Golden and sold that and moved out here.
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
do
our
that.
son went to the school of mines, one of them.
Yeah.
So we
yeah.
know Golden.
Yeah.
Table Mountain Inn, I love that place. That's a great place to eat.
So you prep all these, like the stems ahead of time. So
I'm sorry.
you prepped all these stems ahead of time.
Yeah, those are steel rods,
Yeah,
and I just weld brass on the ends of them,
yeah.
and then I
So
color
it's
them.
steel, not copper, or
That's
it
how you
is
color them. Yeah.
Oh, oh my gosh. Did you always know that, or did you do that accidentally one day? That's
Well,
beautiful.
I was making aspen leaves. That's how I get the red aspen leaves.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, those are beautiful.
Had to go buy a pair of pliers. I forgot mine at home.
Oh, that's cool. Oh my gosh.
Then I spray them with polyurethane,
Yeah?
and
That's where you get this.
they dry overnight. And
Yeah. Now, if you don't do that, will they turn green eventually?
I'm sorry.
Will the copper turn green?
No,
You don't
no,
spray
no.
'em? Or that takes forever?
It'll call them forever copper, forever roses.
Yeah.
Forever Rose.
Yeah, that's true. They're not gonna wilt.
You smell them too. They smell like a rose.
Oh, do you spray?
No, it's just a rose oil. I just one drop in there.
Oh, that's
So clever.
huh.
And what is the?
So this is Amazonite, and the colors are just stunning. I love the brightness. And then I happened to dig in my little pile and found this beautiful little pendant that will go perfectly with it. Make sure I don't have anything else in here that would look better, but I'm pretty sure that's it. Oh, I think there was another one in here. Oh, here it is. Maybe this one will be a little better. Yeah, so this is a little larger, and I think it'll be better with these size beads. So, use my tool. And the wire that I'm using is, let's see, this is 49 strands of wire, and then they coat it with a little bit of kind of a waxy thing so that it's very sturdy and it doesn't kink very much. And love doing these big beads because otherwise the tiny beads are brain damage. And it hurts my neck if I have to sit there like this the whole time. When you look closely at these beads, they're just amazing. Nature is just amazing with different striations that give it more character rather than, and instead of it looking like cheap costume jewelry, which would be manufactured. So nature doesn't make things exactly perfect all the time, which is good. And then I'll put that on there.
How are they turned into these beads? What's the process, do you know?
Well, they'll take a chunk of stone and they shape it and they polish it, and like some of these things, where did that bracelet go? Oh, this bracelet is turquoise, so they cut them, and then like this has faceting, so they cut it at angles, and that way when the light hits it, it has more of a sparkle to it. But, you know, there's turquoise and there's turquoise, and some things aren't polished as smooth and bright, and that can be beautiful too. And I have a tendency to do things more often monochromatic. So instead of doing a contrasting necklace, I would do something that's the same color, real classy, and it can go with a lot of different things. If it gets too busy sometimes, then it either looks like costume jewelry or it takes away from the natural beauty of the stones. So there we have our necklace. And I'll be putting a clasp on the end of it, some other little silver findings.
We don't know anything about wine. Would you explain it?
I am so excited to tell you this. Would you two like to have a tiny little splash again, or are you good? You don't have to. Let's do it for funsies. Okay.
I mean, twist my arm.
I know, yeah.
The best wine in town.
Well, thank you. Okay, Sauvignon Blanc. So harvested in 2024 from grapes grown over in the Grand Valley, so Palisade. Style-wise, this is definitely fresh, lively, not necessarily that typical, you know, New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, not so grassy, grapefruity, but really tropical and bright. So, yeah, go ahead and have a sip. I'm actually going to join you on this time around because tropical and bright.
Ooh, it does smell
That is really exquisite.
I'm so glad you love it. I
So
am.
what is it that makes it so tropical and bright?
Goodness, really just a couple of things, like the inherent characteristics of the grape. So certain varieties express themselves a little bit more aromatic on the nose. Sauvignon Blanc is definitely in that category of having high aromatics. And so it's a candidate, so you think about, it's a candidate for something that's really tropical, bright, or just expressive. The tropical notes can also lend itself to like where the vines are planted and any winemaking practices. So certain areas like New Zealand, if you taste a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, a lot of times it just exhibits grassy notes.
Yes.
Yeah, and you know, that's kind of a polarizing grape. A lot of people love that grassy grapefruit style. I love it, but I also like California Sauvignon Blanc. There's one producer called Honig out of California that's just like mega tropical and
One
lush.
of my favorite.
Yeah.
When you talk about grassy New Zealand, tropical notes
Yes.
where it's planted, so is some of the tropical have to do with the soil of this area and where you're planting in that regard then? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, so just the weather impact, in our instance, like compact growing season, high UV intensity. And so that can definitely play a role, even your yeast strain. So if you do something indigenous, if you have natural yeasts that you use, or versus something that you cherry pick, which we do, we cherry pick, and we have a yeast strain that we absolutely love that pulls out certain characteristics in Sauvignon Blanc. Oh yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
You're not interrupting!
You guys are taking up so much of her time.
Oh my goodness. No, so many variables can really shift or kind of craft how a wine comes across in the bottle. So that's one of the reasons I absolutely love making wine, especially in Colorado, just because we have such a unique growing place. You know, you're at 6,000 feet above sea level, plus or minus. And so those are the highest elevation spots in the Northern Hemisphere. So we have a really gem of a spot. It's really challenging. There are things I really want to change about it, but
like a little longer growing season.
a little longer growing season, but like, you know, they over in Palisade, they call it the $1 million wind. We have a $1 million wind here.
Yeah.
And so we don't have to do any sprays on the vineyard to, like, after a rainstorm, a lot of places have to go out and, you know, spray. You know, they can use chemicals, they can do like natural, like a sulfur spray.
Right.
But we don't have to spray it all because that wind comes in and just dries it up, so we don't have issues like rot or powdery mildew. And so there are bonuses.
That's the $1 million win.
That's the $1 million one? Yep.
Wow.
So here's protocol.
No, that's really good. I get chills talking about that because I do feel so in touch with the land. When we first moved here, it's like we just inherited someone else's choices. And honestly, it was conventionally farmed. And there was a pest that invaded our vineyard, so we've had to replant every single vine that we saw prolifically producing and start from scratch. And so there's not much research being done on that particular topic. So you can my mom gave me this beautiful textbook. I thought it was going to be such a help for growing grapes here in the North Fork Valley. And honestly, it is collecting dust and is sitting up on top of it. So yeah, it's just absolutely a pivotal moment. Is just realizing you have to throw every bit of studies outside because they don't apply to our growing region. And so yes, intuition comes into play right now and just being on top of it. So you have to really walk through the whole vineyard multiple times and you're really listening to what, I mean, even individual plants are giving feedback.
I just want to say thank you for your generosity of spirit that's in the bottle
Thank you.
and in your sharing.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your generosity and asking great questions. And yes.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.